and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters, you can attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Fernando Pisani, Kelly Buckberger, Ron Lowe, Gene Principe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. There's still time to get in on every hockey fan's dream cruise. Book now and save $500 per couple. The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
Visit cast.tours/Edmonton. Call 1-833-347-7678. Call now to book and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours, 1-833-347-7678.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money.
Fluent?
Okay.
Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy Round Black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Action Electrical's projects team takes the field, folks, ready to execute the entire play for new commercial builds.
Absolutely. They're masters of design build, sketching strategy from initial blueprints to core electrical infrastructure. The team never misses on complex projects.
Known for handling big league constructions and major renovations, ensuring flawless execution, hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
It's back! The world's best curlers are returning to Nisku for the Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge. Join us October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center as top teams from around the globe battle it out for glory on the pebbled ice. Enjoy world-class curling and an unforgettable fan experience, all right here in our community. The Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge, October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center. Don't miss it.
Edmonton's home for sports is Sports 1440. After every game this season, tune in to Andrew Walker for the post-game show. Let's talk some hockey. Let's talk about the game on Sports 1440.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank. Plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products. 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
Oh, God. Really? Why do we let him on the board?
Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Down today's show, one thing we must give Stan Bowman credit for. 14 months into his time as Edmonton Oilers GM, the man can acquire talent using nothing but a 12-inch strip of rebar and a sun-dried tomato. Oilers, Elks, Jays talk all play this weekend, and we'll cover it like a blanket for you. Also, NFL, I don't want to talk about the Eagles, but we will anyway. And when will we see Roslovic and Ingram? Roslovic, by the way, on the ice. We have more on that in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. The Lowdown brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Fall into savings with 0% financing on all 2025 Buick and GMC vehicles. We're making it easy. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com for details. We have Steve Lansky coming up a little after 1 o'clock today at 12:40 today. It's Declaration's Top 5. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Oilers, Roslovic, Ingram, Elks, and more. By the way, we're live on YouTube and Sports 1440, also iHeartRadio, sports1440.ca, Radio Player Canada. After the show, Apple and Spotify podcasts have our show. We're on Twitter at Lowetide, at Declan Krueger, at jfenwick04. I just sent out a photograph of Josh Fenwick in his natural habitat. Check that out. There's a brand new t-shirt in town. We're going to talk about it at length in 2 shakes. Sam W1440 where the F came from, is also available on Twitter. All right. Time for the introductions. If he had chosen another career, it would have been manager of the complaints department at a telecommunications company. He's kind, a good soul, has empathy, and is slow to anger, we think. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sam Wilness. Sam Wilness, how are you, Sam?
I'm doing good today.
Good. I see you're not modeling the new T-shirt that you got from the company. Well done.
Okay. I do have it on. It's just underneath.
Sure. We just can't see it, but it's a great one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If he had chosen another career, it would have been concocting things dangerous to humans. He already has some experience as a bartender. He's the Robert Oppenheimer of liquor. It's Josh Fenwick. Josh Fenwick, everybody.
I like this. The Robert Oppenheimer of liquor.
Now, are you anywhere near a camera where you can show your T-shirt? We got a bunch of tees here. Just gorgeous. Really, really fabulous. And I'm wearing one. Sam is wearing one. I took a photograph of you and sent it out, by the way. You look a little unusual. It's okay. Don't worry. You get a lot of fans. Okay. If he had chosen another career, it would have been unemployed grifter. Hell, he's already there on weekends. He's the human sofa Saturdays and Sundays. It's Declan Krueger, everybody. Declan Krueger.
If I had chosen another career, well, first of all, I was going to be a teacher. Probably for the best. That didn't work out. I would have been a lawyer, man. Come on. Quit it. I would have been a lawyer.
You wouldn't study that hard. Honestly, you wouldn't be.
I wrote the LSAT for fun. I think that's pretty well documented on this show.
Yeah,
but all jokes aside,
that. You don't have the. Do you have the stick-to-itiveness?
Well, that's not a word. Listen, I probably would have been a bad lawyer. I'm not smart enough for that, but I would have done it.
You would have been the Lincoln Logs lawyer.
I would have just been a bad lawyer. It's like, hey, some people are good at their jobs, some people are bad at their jobs.
Yeah, I hear you.
I would have just been one of the ones who was bad.
Yeah. Hey, listen, the T-shirts that we're modeling, yours is the best one. Can we get that on camera at all? Because that's the best one.
Let me stand up here because it is pretty special.
I howled when I saw it.
Let me hold on there. Not bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the good look, right?
It kind of like this shirt probably should have gone to anyone else at this station because I do not like you very much. So this shirt doesn't really fit me.
What I like about it is that you are the one person, there's no chance that you and I are going for a beer. So
that's another part of it.
Why isn't it keeps saying Lowdown with Lowetide is about to begin on the YouTube channel? What's going on there?
So sometimes when you're on the YouTube channel, you have to wait for it to go live, but it looks like everything's up and running.
So that I'm on the remedial reading YouTube then.
Well, I hate to say it's your internet, especially because we're all on the same one.
I dialed up early.
Man, how do we have another 5-6 minutes wasted already? What are we doing here? Ugh, we're the worst.
The Fenwick vote is gorgeous.
Sometimes you gotta slide the little cursor bar all the way to the front because it doesn't move sometimes.
Is this
the little red bar?
Is this really the way we're starting the show? We've got T-shirts to give away. Why is Lowetide taking us on tangents? Listen, where can we get the T-shirts, Declan?
Oh, Lowetide, that is an excellent question. I'm going to tell you where we can get these T-shirts.
By the way, yours is the best. Karen will want one of those. Like you, she doesn't get to have a beer with me either, but she will want one.
Man, you can get your T-shirts at the 780. All locations or online, that's 780.com. Listen, I got a bunch of 780 stuff outside of these T-shirts. These T-shirts obviously gifted to us. Incredible online, any location, the 780, and that's the 780.com.
All right, 780.com. Check them out. Get that Lowetide shirt. If I see you out in the wild wearing that T-shirt, I'll buy you a beer. How's that? But don't 100 of you do it.
You won't drink it with them.
Well, no, I won't.
Okay.
Well, maybe I will. It depends on who they are.
You won't.
If it's somebody I work with, probably not. But if it's just a normal human being, then probably I would. Okay. By the way, Jack Roslovic is on the ice. I know that because I read Jason Gregor's Twitter. And he has this. Lines at practice. McDavid with Draisaitl and Frederick on the wing. Nuge with Mangiapane and Savoy. So same as game one. Roslovic is rotating in. Interesting. I think I might put him on the top line and move Frederick down. We'll see how it goes. Blue jerseys are filled between Podkolzin and Kapanen. Henrique between Howard and Tomasek. So same old, same old. Lazar is rotating in. Defense: Ekholm, Bouchard, Stetcher, Regula, Kulak, Emberson, Nurse not on the ice, Wallman rotating in. Probably a rest day. Maybe he picked up something in game number 1. By the way, everybody talking about the Canucks beating up on Calgary. Calgary played 2 games in a row. So, it doesn't mean the Oilers are going to lose on the weekend because Vancouver won last night. Although, it's still possible the Oilers could lose. If they play half a game again, then probably you'll see that. I thought Florida, for me, they played about as good a game as you can play. On your first game, you beat Chicago. You need to have a weaker team to play. The Oilers had that in Calgary. They didn't get it done. Boston beat Washington the other night, which was wild. And then they also beat Chicago. Rangers won last night. Montreal over Detroit. That defense, man, in Detroit. And Ottawa beating Tampa Bay was fun, too. NHL underway again. Major League Baseball tonight. Detroit, Seattle. Pitchers duel, I imagine, Kirby versus Skubal. The winner will play Toronto. And then in the National League, the Dodgers got through on a terrible play by Krueger last night. That was too bad. I feel really bad for him. The amount of pressure those guys are under, it is just wildly unfair. And that was it was a team loss. They were down 2-1. They couldn't get a run across to get a lead, but it still has got to eat up Krueger inside. So hopefully he'll be okay. And Milwaukee, Chicago, they're going tomorrow night as Chicago won yesterday. The Major Leagues of Baseball. If you're a Jays fan, can you even breathe properly right now? I don't know if you can. Wild stuff. Who'd you rather play? Who's the baseball fanatic? Are you the baseball fanatic in this room aside from me?
I think Josh would be the best.
Okay, Josh.
Baseball guy.
Would you rather play?
Could be Sam. Sorry, Sam, by the way. I don't know.
Okay. Somebody over there. Would you rather play, if you're the Jays, would you rather play the Tigers or the Mariners in the LCS?
I think you would rather want the Tigers because of the way it's going to work. Skubal is only going to be able to pitch game 3.
Right.
And then I guess game 7, CS goes to 7 games, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I guess game 7 if it gets that far, but you only really get Skubal one time.
Right.
And they were so bad in September that maybe they just cool off a little bit more. I think you have a better chance against the Tigers when their ace of aces only pitches one time.
Tigers' problem in some ways is similar to the Yankees' problem in that they strike out too much.
It's true. And this is where the real problem comes in for the Jays, though, is that on their offensive side, what are you going to do with Bichette?
Not play him is an option. Because
not play him is an option, but
he's gonna go 0-for-4 a few times. That's what happens when you come back from injury.
It's true, but he also is second in the league in hits, and he missed the last 20 games of the season. But you can't put him in the DH spot. Well, you certainly can't put him at shortstop because he probably can't run, and then he can't defend very well either. But then you can't put him in the DH spot because neither can Springer.
No.
But Springer might be a better right fielder than Anthony Santander.
Well, Springer's having a year, man. You can't take him out.
No.
Matt Leduc says, definitely Sam. He can tell you about estimated runs allowed. Sam, are you that smart? You're not that smart.
No. So here's the thing. Yesterday, I was saying the Phillies are, I think it was their matchup that they won about 2 days ago. I said that they were probably going to lose that game because their pitcher, Aaron Nola, had a 6.07 ERA, and for the longest time I thought ERA meant estimated runs allowed, so how many runs you give up over a course, and then they do some calculations, but apparently it's earned runs approximate or allowed.
No, earned run average. It's the innings you pitch and the earned runs you allow, and then it's divided by 9. So if you pitch 9 innings and you give up 3 runs, your ERA, earned run average, is 3.
Yeah.
And the reason that it's an average is because sometimes you'll pitch 10 1/3 innings and give up 7 runs. And that's hard to do. So you multiply it by 9 and then you divide.
Okay.
It's pretty awesome. You were like, hey, who's the baseball experts back there? And then Sam didn't know what ERA meant. And Josh didn't know if the CS is 7 games. We're all heavy hitters back here.
Well, look, I mean, it's like me asking me a football question, right? Like as a group, we have a pool of talent that we have. By the way, where do you get those T-shirts? I got people DMing me.
The 780.
780.
The 780. Yes, the 780. You can find them at the 780 on Instagram. Obviously, you can get the shirts online or in store.
Pillman says, I'll come and pick mine up. We don't have a supply here, do we?
We do not.
Right.
We do not.
Okay.
Don't do that.
But don't come down, right? Because, I mean, then you have to take a picture with Josh, and then that'll go public. It's a whole thing. When did Les Nesbitt start working there? I don't know who that was meant for, but it's wrong, whatever it is. Interesting lines and pairings for the Edmonton Oilers. The early season, people react. I got people talking about the Oilers missing the playoffs on my blog today. So, I would just encourage you not to worry to that point. They're a really good team. They have a couple of young players that they're bringing in, but they've already got Roslovic. They have acquired a goaltender. We may see him soon. I believe Bakersfield starts their season tomorrow. It might be an afternoon game. Wild stuff. By the way, did you see how San Jose lost the lead last night?
What on earth was Nedeljkovic doing?
Well,
what was going through his mind, Lowetide? Explain that to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Well, okay, I can't because that's one of those where you go, bleep happens.
Well, it's funny because, it really was. It's funny because I'm in a group chat, obviously, with some of my friends, and one of my friends, he's a really big San Jose Sharks fan. And in this group chat, we've also kind of always made note and made comment that Stuart Skinner really loves to play the puck. Now, he doesn't do anything that egregious. Obviously, he had the blunder on the third goal in the Calgary game, but Stuart Skinner's a guy, he won't miss an opportunity to get that puck on his stick if he can. So we've kind of always poked fun at him for playing the puck like that. And then my friend's comment was Stuart Skinner taught him how to do that.
Yeah.
Thought that might get a laugh from literally anyone in this room. But
what's the funny in that? Your hand.
But seriously,
Skins
plays the puck all the time. He doesn't play it like that, but
the one that I remember was Mike Smith. Mike Smith, when he came into the Oilers, and he'd send a pass to Ethan Bear, and it would just zip by Ethan Bear's ear, and then after the game, he'd go, "Yeah, I don't know how I didn't get that puck. I sent it to him." It was wild times. You like a goalie you can handle the puck, but like Martin Brodeur, not like a grenade. And the Oilers, I would be interested in opening this up to the text line because I think there may be somebody out there who remembers who would be the best Oilers puck handling goaltender. Can you text us at 833-401-1440? 833-401-1440. By the way, I really like that T-shirt you're wearing. I tweeted it out. Declan.
Thank you. Retweeted it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm a sneaky little bugger that way. I'll tag you, hoping to get the old Lowetide retweet. Well, sometimes you retweet blindly. You know what I mean?
I do. Well, just randomly. One time I retweeted this thing. I can't tell you what it was, but it was it looked like this lady was having some food with her grandma at a hospital. And I didn't look at the whole video, and I retweeted it. And then somebody said, I don't think Lowetide watched that whole video. And it turned into something that was wildly inappropriate. And it was really, really was not a grandma.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll just tweet out a Mussolini speech, and I'll be like, this is really cool at Lowetide. You'd like this. And you'll blindly retweet it without watching. And then all of a sudden you're an Italian fascist.
The last 12 minutes of Mussolini on YouTube. I'll retweet that. Anyway, okay, there we go. Ty Conklin, no. Cam Talbot was underrated. Fuhrer was very solid. Fun fact, Skinner has handled the puck like that, and it was in a playoff a few years ago. I think we could find, you could say Stuart Skinner has a nice mustache, and we would get 11 texts in saying, yeah, well, it doesn't help stop the puck. It doesn't matter. It's 16 degrees of slam Stuart Skinner. Hey, I was at the grocery store the other day, and I found a nice head of lettuce for under $1 a pound. Oh, yeah? Who cares? Stuart Skinner still sucks. That's the whole city of Edmonton when the Edmonton Oilers lose.
I think you would agree with this, Lowetide. And I think fans would agree with this, even if they don't know that they do it. But I think it's a very subconscious thing, and it's not specific to Edmonton. It's all markets. Like there has to be a whipping boy.
Yeah.
There has to be an outlet because it can't just always be a bunch of things not firing well. It has to be one thing. And Darnell Nurse was that for a long time. Evan Bouchard has taken his fair share of being that whipping boy. Now, the pendulum's kind of swung and it's Stuart Skinner. What I would say is I think in, some situations you can point and say, hey, that's deserved. Maybe not as deserved as much as he gets, but there is something to be said for there's always a whipping boy.
Do you know why I think people have whipping boys and get angry about things? Because the alternative is that you admit that luck is a thing and none of us want to do it. It's why coaches and managers drink.
Well,
it's why fans drink too much. It's why we go online and scream and yell at some poor guy who had the puck go in on him, because we can't acknowledge luck. Luck is such a big part of sports that really everything falls apart. You should not be gambling on sports because there's so much luck involved, but I can't say that out loud. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I needed to hear someone say stop gambling on sports because it has been rough for me lately. I put a little Eagles money line down last night.
Why would you do that?
Just needed to see one go through the hoop. Just needed to see one go in. Couldn't even get that. I actually cashed it out when they were down 34-17 with like 8 minutes left or whatever it was. I actually cashed it out for 45 cents. So going to throw that 45 cents on an egregious.
That's called a winner.
I'm going to throw it on an egregious anytime touchdown parlay this weekend in the NFL and hope to make some money back.
And that'll cash for $10,000.
That's the plan.
By the way, Declan, and for you, Lowetide, did you notice the jersey that the intern is wearing today?
I'm really glad you brought it up. I wanted to start next segment with that. It's Nene.
It's a crazy pull for a jersey.
It's a Houston Nene jersey.
How the hell did you get that?
eBay.
Sam, come stand over here for a second.
You got to show this off.
Yeah, let's feature the one thing not at the 780.
One of the best role players to ever play for Houston.
This is beautiful.
That's crazy.
I've tried to get a Denver one.
That's a crazy pull. That's something I never expected to see. Was a Nene jersey.
He adds a lot to the show. And Declan, you said he never would. Well done. Okay. On the way, rumors. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
It's back. The world's best curlers are returning to this queue for the Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge. Join us October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center as top teams from around the globe battle it out for glory on the pebbled ice. Enjoy world-class curling and an unforgettable fan experience, all right here in our community. The Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge, October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center. Don't miss it.
Fall in the savings at Wolf GMC Buick. For a very limited time, get 0% on every 2025 Buick and GMC, including the all-new Buick Envista, the Encore, Envision, and Enclave. For the GMCs, 0% on 2025s like the Sierra Half-Ton, Sierra HD, even the Yukons. Get 0% on all 2025s. Plus, get up to 84 months on the GMC Sierra Half-Ton Crew Cab. But like the Leaves, these deals won't last long. Get into Wolf GMC Buick now. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West End and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Groceries, mortgage payments, family holidays, a new car. That's what profit shares look like for Vision Credit Union members. Each year, we return about 75% of our profits, $35 million last year, to the people who bank with us. Because at Vision Credit Union, when you're an owner, you get your share. Why not get yours? Learn how at whatsyourshare.ca. That's whatsyourshare.ca.
breaking down the fine art of sports, one rep at a time. The Lowdown with Lowetide. Thanks for checking out Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Here we have Sports 1440 t-shirts. They're very nice. I have one. Declan's wearing one that says, I could have had a beer with Lowetide. It's a lie, but you could get one. And if I see you in the wild, I will purchase a beer for you. If you're near like a beer parlor or a drinking establishment. And let's face it, in Edmonton, it's hard to get away from them. So we would do that. I'm not going to do it for everybody, but for the first person I see. I'm really trying to talk back this idea that I'm going to buy something for someone. It's not my natural go-to. Somebody was mentioning in the comments section that, are you sure you want to be in the wild? Sure. Lowetide, percentage-wise, what is the percentage that Sidney Crosby is an Edmonton Oiler the day after the trade deadline next year? Man, that would be a dream come true. I mean, it really would. The problem is the contract is massive. There's so many no movement clauses. I don't know how you get that done. I really don't. It would be interesting. Sidney Crosby to any NHL team makes them instantly. I know he's 38. I wrote about him today in The Athletic. Basically asking the question, can Connor McDavid win a Stanley Cup before age 30? Sidney Crosby won 3 before 30, none since. And I think McDavid will win more than one Stanley Cup, but there's a chance all will happen after 30.
I've been trying to clock how many cups I think McDavid's going to win. For a long time, I thought 3 or 4.
Yeah.
As the seasons go on and you look up the makeup of it, I'm thinking it might be. I just think he's too good to only win 1, but I think 2 might be a safe bet now.
Well, I said I remember I wrote in the article that is up today at The Athletic. I wrote that after the McDavid lottery, which I believe was in April, I was just in shock. And then my buddy called and we were talking like, how you do, woohoo, acting stupid on the phone. And he said, this means 5 Stanley Cups. And I said, I think it means 1 Stanley Cup, because my feeling was the Oilers were so discombobulated as an organization at the time. And you can say, oh, well, they're doing fine, but they weren't. They had a new building coming. There would have been a lot of pressure from ownership to do well in that first year. And I think that's why Peter Chiarelli traded so many incredibly valuable draft picks in the deepest draft of the century. And that includes 03. And that had its own, it might be the original sin of the McDavid era for the Edmonton Oilers. So I think 1, start with 1 and then you go from there. That would be my guess.
Yeah, we got to get the first one. And quite frankly, you got to get the first one. It's got to happen.
It's true. All right. It's time for Rumors, brought to you by Great Canadian Solar. Great Canadian Solar has been helping homeowners and businesses harness the power of the sun for 15 years. Invest in solar and yourself. GreatCanadianSolar.com. And I'm reading that off a brand new page sent to me by Declan Krueger with an even smaller font than before. There was a time when all of the script took an entire page, and now it's basically less than half a page. It's getting worse and worse and worse because he's trying to end my career.
I am trying to end your career. That part's true. I didn't choose the font size on that liner sheet, though, unfortunately.
What does your shirt say, and why is it a lie? And why should we trust you about anything else?
I could have a beer with Lowetide.
You could.
I guess, yeah, the phrasing is probably technically correct. Anyone could.
Right.
You would elect not to.
Your best chance would be coming in here with a beer and spilling it on me.
Yeah, it really would. The best chance would honestly be us crossing paths at like a restaurant or a hotel bar or something.
That could happen.
And me saying like, "Hey, Lowetide, like, how are you?" And you being like, "It's Declan. We work together every Monday to Friday." And you be like, that'd probably be the best chance.
Yeah, even then, I'd probably go, no.
And it wouldn't come to pass.
No. If I saw you first, I'd probably go the other way. That would be the way.
If you saw me in public, would you say hi?
It depends.
Because here's the thing. This is where I find myself in
If
a
you
tough
were with
spot.
somebody, I would not embarrass you.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, I bet if I was with somebody and they were like, "Hey, Declan, that's Lowetide. Like, you work with him every day. Let's go say hi." I think I would have to preemptively be like, "No, he's not going to say hi back."
No,
if you were with go the other direction.
If you were with someone, I would.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But if I'm alone, don't even think about it.
And if you ever try to say anything like emotional or nice or try to hug me, I will run the other way.
I would never do that.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Let's keep it professional, man.
Right. Karen's having the same trouble. She has a hard time with that, me running away when she's trying to hug me. All right. It is time for rumors. The Islanders, Jonathan Drouin, I don't know if you saw this or not. It's been going on for years. I don't know why they're starting now, but I'm glad they are. A cross-check to the face should be a suspension. And Drouin has a meeting with the player safety folks as soon as they wake up from their long nap. And I suspect he's going to get a game, maybe even two, because that's a nasty thing to do. And the NHL, it's like once Florida decided they were going to uptick the nasty, the NHL went, yeah, that's fine. But you're living dangerously because your product relies on superstars, and you start smash mouthing guys, and that's going to have its own impact. You have to play somewhat within the rules of the game, and it's gotten a little wild. I'm glad they're doing that, and Drouin's not, as far as I can see, a wildly filthy player, but that was a filthy play, and he should pay a price for it. If you're wondering, yes, Jack Roslovic is on the ice today. Not on a specific line, though. This is via Jason Gregor saying that McDavid, Draisaitl, Frederic, and Nuge, Mangiapane, Savoy, those two lines are in white jerseys, and Roslovic is rotating in. And that's a good spot for him. I would say that he's a candidate to replace Frederic on the top line with McDavid and Draisaitl, and a candidate to replace Savoy on the second line with Nuge and Mangiapane. Right? I don't see any issue there. What I did not get, and maybe you guys have seen it. By the way, congratulations to the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Maria Corina Machado, who has won for great work. And we need more like her in the world today. But I wonder, with regard to the Edmonton Oilers and what they're doing here, have we looked at what's going to happen when Zach Hyman gets back and Roslovic is back? There's going to be some guys on waiver. Not people are saying, well, is it going to be Curtis Lazar? But I'm talking more than that. I don't know if Janmark is going to be able to play on this team. They might have to waive him or trade him.
I don't think so, Matt. When we talked about it yesterday, when you look at this lineup, do you see a spot for Matthias Janmark? I know he plays a role. I know he kills penalties.
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
No.
Is he so valuable on your first PK unit that he just has to be there beside Nude?
No,
I do not think so.
Because the PK unit wasn't any screaming hell anyway. He had that one great playoff. Was it Connor Brown?
It was him and Connor Brown. They had, I don't know how many shorthanded goals they had, at least two, I think.
Yeah, they had two
tremendous.
and they allowed one. It was wild times. I like Matthias Janmark, and I like European guys who can do a lot of things. I just think that this team right now, they have to devote some playing time to Ike Howard and Matt Savoy. They also have to kill penalties and do all those other things. Eventually, I think that Draisaitl and McDavid are going to tire killing penalties and that sort of thing. And at some point, they're going to stop doing that. And then you're going to need somebody who can kill penalties. But there's no reason why Matt Savoy can't kill penalties. He does it in the minor, did it in the minors. He could do it here. And every guy I talk to tells me that when it comes to penalty killing, these are experts. Many experts. I talk to many of them all day. They tell me that the personnel isn't as important as the structure. And the bottom line on all of this is that Savoy has a really quick stick, and that works. I do like size from the defenseman. I thought Desharnais was a really good penalty killer, but I don't know that Matthias Janmark is going to be able to keep his job simply because of his penalty killing reputation. Can they send Howard down for the extra man? They can, but they don't need to. They put Jake Wallman on IR, and that's how Roslovic got on the roster. We have a friendly wager. Declan had to be coerced into it, bullied by Josh Fenwick yesterday. But it goes like this. When Roslovic goes into the lineup, who does he replace? So if as an example, if Roslovic ends up playing third line right wing and they move Kasperi Kapanen over to replace Ike Howard, I win the bet because Roslovic would play third line right wing, replacing Kasperi Kapanen.
No, that's not the bet.
That's the bet.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It was who gets sent down.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it was.
I never said that.
That was
no, that's not the bet. Replacing them in the lineup. That was the bet.
Well, lineups.
How are you so bad on bets when you bet all the time?
Lineups are fluid, man. Like lines change.
Now I know why you bet on the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday.
No.
Your madness with the betting.
That was a good bet. They were minus
you don't even
290.
Pay attention to what the bet is.
No. But Lowetide lineups are so fluid.
No.
If
I'm not backing
Roslovic
down
comes
on
in and Kapanen stays on here in Edmonton, there's no like. And Howard's the one.
Why
who gets
would I
sent
say
down.
they're going to waive Kapanen? I never said that. That's not the bet. The bet is who replaces them in the lineup. Kapanen played third line right wing.
Kapanen played fourth line right
Can
wing.
we roll
actually.
the tape back?
He played fourth line right wing for one, but two, that makes absolutely no sense. So if he comes in and does play third line right wing, where Kapanen wasn't anyway, by the way, and Howard goes down and Tomasek moves to the left side, then my guy's sent down. Even if Kapanen's still in the lineup playing a different spot, like that wouldn't make any sense. That'd be the reason you win the bet.
Did you not? When I was saying words, did you hear them?
I think. Listen, you don't listen to anything I say. That's documented. I'm fine with it. I've lived with it for 2 years. I'm accepting of it.
Is he talking
but
now?
My point is that the terms of that doesn't make any sense.
How are these things so difficult for you when you bet daily?
Okay, hold on. Explain the terms to me right now.
Okay. We agreed that whoever Roslovic replaces in the lineup at that spot.
See, this is where we fundamentally disagree because now this is what.
How could you make a bet and not have it right a day later?
See, this is the thing though, because you, in your mind, fair play to you, interpreted it as lineup spot. I, in my mind, fair play to me, interpreted it as on the roster.
We have to call off the bet.
I just want to say it's really, really funny. Sizzler texts in, sorry, Declan, but Tide is 100% right. Immediately after that, Brett texts in, Lowetide, I'm sorry, but Declan is right. So we're dividing the text line pretty well and good here.
But also we had an agreement. It fell apart because one of us wasn't listening.
Well, so hold on. So you think Roslovic,
I don't want to do the bet based on, okay, I'll do it.
No, that's
bet.
fine.
We were having fun with the bet. I don't want you to feel like I'm going to lose. I'm just going to suck it up like
we can
titmouse. I don't want that.
We can throw it away. That's fine. But my question now becomes, and this actually is hockey oriented. So if Roslovic comes in and plays third line right winger, Kapanen is on the fourth line as the right winger, who do you think does come off the Oilers roster?
It gets sent down. Right now, Wallman is on IR. That's how they did it. But I think that I think Lazar might be the guy.
Yeah, you're right. So now it's a moot point with Wellman on IR anyway. So yeah, why are we? But I guess now the bigger question is when Hyman
why don't you
comes
listen?
back. No,
that's the question. I do you have Mrs. Andrews' number? I feel like she and I should form some kind of support group.
I'd like to get her number. I guess now the big question is just what does it look like when Hyman comes, and that could be a fair bit down the road. Like we don't know what's going to play out, but
yeah. All right.
Okay. Good chat.
Rumors. LT PK pairs are Nuge, Mangiapane, Henrique Savoy, Janmark is redundant. Stetcher is also gone. You could be right, Mr. and Rob. Although I will say Stetcher is like the nurse whisperer, and there is value there. Jack needs to play on one of the top two. Are we calling him Jack now? Because there's going to be confusion. Jack's the play-by-play guy in this town.
Ooh.
Remember we had the problem with Frank the dog and Frank the Saravalli. We're not able to do this, folks. Remember what I did with Victor Faust? I almost killed myself. by accident.
What would you like to call him? We could call him JR28.
By the way, wasn't that Quinn Hudson's number in training camp? And aren't they supposed to keep their numbers?
Was it 28?
Yeah, I think it was. Now there's strict. Now it's if you're in Bakersfield, you got to keep that number. And then if you get called up, you have the number here. Nobody will have the duplicate number. That's how they keep things in line. Everybody has a recipe card with their name on it at the Oilers offices with their number, and that's it. Can't move. Or maybe Roslovic bought it from Quinn Hudson. Who knows? Hudson is now 23. He changed. Boy, I wish I could change to 23. If I knew at 23 what I know now, I'd be dangerous. I'd be even more of an asshat. That I am sure of. And I'd yell out warnings. But it probably wouldn't help. All right, it's 12:38. Declinations, top 5 what's today?
Yeah, so I really, in honor of these shirts, I really wanted to do top 5 like athletes, fashion moments, fashionable athletes, something like that.
Okay.
But quite frank, like honestly, my computer, 10 years old, slowest. I couldn't get the images sent to Josh and Sam fast enough to get up on the YouTube stream.
Oh.
So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to do something kind of fun. The top 5 teams that you not that you root for, but the top 5 teams that you'd be happy to see win a championship.
Winnipeg Jets.
Because they're just so bad.
Right. Oh.
And they just have nothing. You know what I mean? Like
Buffalo Bills.
That would be a great one. Obviously, I cheer for them. That would be a perfect pick, but I couldn't pick them because I'm a fan. So, but yeah, along that vein.
All right. Sounds good. That's Declination straight ahead. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Listen up, because you're not.
Ever. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca and at the Jubilee box office. Brought to you by Stars and Stories Live.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Author, musical connoisseur, sports know-it-all. Yes, a man for all seasons.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
$40 for Wolf GMC Buick. God, I love that song. Fall into savings with 0% financing at wolfgmcbuick.com on all 2025 Buick and GMC vehicles. Rah, rah, Rasputin, which actually is the theme for my radio career. They tried to push me into the ocean, and I crawl back up the embankment and survive for another 10 years. Been going on since 1980. That's before any of you were born. Fenwick has told me that he's going to, along with Sam, rescue the verbal from yesterday's show, splice it with the verbal from today's show. And are we going to tweet that out? Okay. We're going to tweet that out. And then you're going to know how wrong Declan is. Of course, if he's right, then I won't retweet it. All right. It's time for Declinations, brought to you by Elks Nation. Check out the new website, elksnation.ca. Articles, podcasts, more breaking down of the green and gold. There's something up today from our friend Declan that's fresh. The most in-depth double-E football coverage online, elksnation.ca.
Yeah, article up now. Pre-game preview against the Bombers and a little path to the playoffs for the Elks. I crunched the numbers. Shout out John Hodge of 3 Down Nation. He wrote a great article preceding me, so I took some of the info from there. But yeah, it was great.
You guaranteed victory for the Elks this weekend.
Yeah, I did.
Good job.
33-19 because they need to win by 14 or more to have a potential tiebreaker. So 33-19. Late score to get there.
I remember you talking about that yesterday. I was listening and I remembered something that you might want to try.
One day.
All right. What have you got for declinations?
Okay. So my top 5 teams that you would like, that you don't cheer for, or I mean, maybe these are your teams, but that top 5 teams that you would like to see win a championship just because they've kind of been so depleted and so down and out forever. So at number 5, I have the Cleveland Guardians. Last championship, 1948. Cleveland as a city had the longest championship drought, I believe, of any city until they won in 2016 with LeBron. Like, Cleveland had LeBron James for 11 years and won 1 title.
And they had great baseball teams in the 90s, but didn't win.
There you go. Like, so I'm saying, like, 11 years of LeBron and only 1 title to show for it is honestly pretty tough to do. And the fact that the Guardians haven't won a championship since 1948, which is, what is that, a 77-year drought now. On top of that, like, Cleveland, like, what's going on in Cleveland? Like, can we be serious? Like, Joakim Noah said it best. Do you ever hear anyone say, I want to go to Cleveland on vacation?
Randy Newman's Burn On is the best song about a city in history.
And it's about Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So coming in at number 5, I have the Cleveland Guardians.
Okay, I like that one.
Number 4, I have the Columbus Blue Jackets. Newer franchise, but I can't think of a time the Blue Jackets have been really good. I mean, Rick Nash was a nice... he was a nice flash in the pod for them. He did great things, was a really good player. Obviously,
did you say flash in the pot?
Flash in the pan?
Yeah.
I like to mix. This is something I do that I don't know how often people catch it, but I like to mix up my my metaphors and my sayings.
By the way, you haven't left Ohio yet, but I agree with Columbus.
I have, yeah. And there's like the added, Johnny Gaudreau's passing was obviously tragic. That factors
They
in.
had a little girl who passed away. A puck went up into the stands and she got whiplash or something.
Yeah.
And it was right at the beginning. And it's the saddest damn thing. I wish sincerely for that and for the Gaudreau thing. I hope they win a Stanley Cup in my lifetime. I would like that. That would be, not that makes up for the tragedies, but the Blue Jackets are, I understand Columbus is a beautiful city. Far nicer than Cleveland or Cincinnati, but I don't know that, and I wish them a championship.
The one thing I would say is Columbus does have like Ohio State.
Oh, sure,
football,
bring that
so
up.
It's they got that going for them at least. Not like Cleveland has that, but yeah, Blue Jackets number 4. Number 3, Sacramento Kings haven't won a championship since they were the Rochester Royals back in 1951.
I didn't know they were the Rochester Royals.
Yeah, and then they became the Cincinnati Royals. Had some great years with Oscar Robertson, but never won a championship. And they're just terrible. They're horrible. They are the dumping ground waste bin of the NBA.
But great ownership.
Well, my goodness, right? They tried to put it together a couple years ago and actually did well. Ended up finishing third in the East, lost to the Warriors, who were the 6th seed in the playoffs that year. They built things well, and then they immediately kind of shot themselves in the foot, took themselves out at the knee, and they're back to like they can be an 8, 9, 10, 7 seed play into, but like they're just back to at least it's not irrelevancy, but now it's just mediocrity. And they have been that forever. And listen, that 2002 team with C. Webb and with Mike Bibby and with Peja, robbed by the referees in that LA series in the Western Conference Finals. I want them to get the just due for that. So they're my number 3.
Okay. I like that one.
Number 2, Milwaukee Brewers. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. Never won a championship?
No, the Brewers never won. In 82, they got screwed over by a play call on first base. Cardinals ended up winning it. So they've never won. And they were the Seattle Pilots as an expansion team. So
and Milwaukee's like they do like Green Bay out there in Wisconsin, phenomenal football franchise. They got a championship with Giannis, and they have one of the top two players in the sport playing basketball there and wants to be there.
Yeah.
So Giannis is a lot like Connor McDavid in a lot of regards. Like there's always news like he's going to leave, he's going to ask for a trade, but he stands 10 toes down and he stays with Milwaukee, and he obviously delivered them a championship which is huge. But Milwaukee's just kind of a city where you're like, you wouldn't mind seeing them getting a championship, right?
Right.
Like,
No, I agree with that.
Who cares?
To make up for the Robin Yount, Paul Molitor lost series in 82.
Absolutely. And then number 1, I think this one's pretty obvious. The Detroit Lions. Who wouldn't like to see the Lions win a Super Bowl?
They're just like they did so many stupid things. Barry Sanders retired knowing that he could have played more years, but why bother going 8-8? They were so bad as a management team. And Barry Sanders is probably the best running back I ever saw.
Yeah, he's probably the best running back ever, Lowetide. And to your point, he retired prematurely. Oh, and then guess what? By the way, they had arguably one of the best wide receivers ever in Calvin Johnson, who did the exact same thing. Like, Matt Stafford got traded, won a Super Bowl immediately. Like, it's just bad there. They're on the right path now, but yikes.
Yeah, the Lions deserve to win, but it's the Ford family, right?
Yes.
They have
it is.
They have not done well by the Lions, I would say.
No, there's some bad ownership in that NFC North between them and the McCaskey family with the Bears, but I'd like to see them get one.
The Vikings, if they could stay off the party boats, I think they would have already won something.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Vikings went to 4 Super Bowls, never won. Is there another team that did that? I can't remember.
Don't do it.
I'm just thinking.
Don't do it. At least it was before I was alive.
You weren't alive for the Bills' losses?
Nope.
Wow, you're young.
I mean, I've watched all the games, obviously. How can you not as a Bills fan? But no, I wasn't alive for it.
I remember the one where Thurman Thomas forgot his helmet on the first play of the game.
Yeah, that was
discombobulated the whole time, and then it was wide right. Was it wide right?
Wide right, absolutely, it was.
That was I think Parcells won that year. No, yeah, Parcells, was it the Giants?
That was the Giants one, I think. But now I'm questioning myself a little bit.
Yeah,
but it was funny. They lost to 4 NFC East teams: the Redskins,
not the Eagles.
No, Giants, and Cowboys.
Yeah, I have to say that
years.
A team that like the Bills or the Vikings that have lost 4 Super Bowls, I just cheer for them because you know, come on,
like you want to see them get there.
That's not fair, it just isn't. And they had great football players. The 70s Vikings, they had Tarkenton, they had Foreman, they had a great defense, but they never won. It's too bad. Are you done?
Yes, sir. That was my top 5 for today.
Right. Well, I enjoyed that. That was very good. So Josh can put that together. He must be smart.
Oh, Josh is incredible with the editing and with the videos.
Really?
Yes. Like I hope that didn't come across sarcastic. So I didn't mean it.
Well, did you see my edit from a couple days ago, Tide, for the Oilers start of the season?
No.
I worked on that literally all day, and I'm pretty proud of it.
It was so good.
Could you tweet it out and I'll retweet it?
We did tweet it out.
Well, retweeted.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Okay. All right. Tigers play tonight against Seattle. I don't know who I want to win. I picked the Mariners to win the World Series over the Dodgers. But, you know, I have a soft spot for the Tigers because of WDIV. I used to watch the Tigers all the time. George Kell, Al Kaline, during the 80s when Kirk Gibson was there, Chester Lemon, Larry Herndon, Lance Parrish, Trammell and Whitaker, the wonderful double play combination. Matt Noakes. Howard Johnson for a time was the third baseman. They had Jack Morris, Dan Petrie, Jeff Petrie's dad was on that team. They had Willie Hernandez, who, just beer and beans, and he'd throw, 133 times in 162 games. So I don't know. Detroit, Toronto would have a lot of historic value for me, but I'd like to see the Mariners win a world championship. And I'd like to see Toronto too. I'm not a Toronto fan, so I'm not going to pretend that I am.
That was not exactly, but that was part of the reason that my top 5 came up this way, because I'm not a Toronto fan. I'm a Reds fan.
Right.
But seeing the way everyone has been so all in on this Blue Jays team has been really incredible to watch. And I was like, man, I would love to see the Blue Jays win the World Series this year.
Well, I don't know if you noticed Chicago's crowd in the 2 home games there. The Cubs fans are out of sight, man.
Really? Hey?
Oh, yeah. No, the thing about October baseball is if your team's in it, it is absolute. It's like when the Oilers are in the final, but like in 2006, it was shirts off for Horkoff. In the last 2 years, it's been they better win. But everybody is obsessed by it, and nobody's like turning away from the channel or not going to the game because that's how big a deal it is. I feel badly in a lot of ways. I've watched the Oilers win 5 Stanley Cups. A fan my age has been rewarded for a lifetime by the Edmonton Oilers organization, and I say that without, I know that must be, oh, geez, Lowetide. No, it's true. I got to wander the streets downtown at God knows what time in the morning on lawns, thinking, well, this is really cool, like a goof. But I did. It was really awesome. I got to see people jump up and down on the hoods and tops of cars on Jasper Avenue back in the 80s. I got to see one slow Stanley Cup parade and one where they were double parked and they couldn't wait to get to the Shaw Conference Center. Those are memories that I'll have forever. When Dave Lumley split the heart of the net in Game 5 in 1984. In 87, when they won a brilliant Stanley Cup with, I think, the best team ever. And in 90 is like the most improbable one. 90 and 06 would have been great bookends if the 06 team had won, and I still think they were the better team. But I've been rewarded richly as a fan. And then the Eagles have just done brilliant work, except for last night when they sucked. But are they just not? They've got a Super Bowl hangover, right? Like they're better than that. They're
yeah.
Jalen Hurts overthrew. Was it Devontae? I can't remember. Was it who did he overthrow by, like, I'm going to say 7 or 8 yards, and it was he was so wide open there was nobody there.
Was it Devontae?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I turned the TV off in disgust.
Nah, listen, it's also the Giants are plucky and they're frisky. It's a primetime divisional game.
Oh, screw them. The Eagles should have played better.
Yeah, no, the Eagles will be okay. Like, they'll be a playoff team. They'll be a tough out. They'll host a playoff game. Obviously, the 1 seed in the NFC is still up for grabs, but it's not going as smooth or as clean as you would probably like it to.
By the way, I sent that out. I did see this. I didn't know it was you, Fenwick.
Yeah.
That's very cool. You're very talented.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you're probably better with your hands than your words then.
That would be correct.
Okay.
Never mind. I'm going to stop myself right there.
All right. We're going to take a break. On the way, Steve Lansky will join us. We'll talk about the Edmonton Oilers, the McDavid contract, the additions of Roslovic and Ingram and more, and a little bit about the CFL and NFL, too. It's all straight ahead. And, of course, your comments are coming in fast and furious, and we appreciate that. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. It's time for an update with Declan Krueger.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Custom Floors Inc. Floors done right for homes or for businesses. Visit the new showroom at 11577 149th Street. That's 11577 149th Street. Or see them at the Fall Show Home October 17th to 19th. That's Custom Floors Inc. One game today in the majors, Tigers and Mariners just after 6. Struble and Kirby on the mound in that one. That series currently tied at 2-2. No NHL action tonight, but 16 games on the schedule tomorrow, including, of course, the Edmonton Oilers, who will play host to the Vancouver Canucks with an 8 p.m. puck drop. In the WHL, we will see the Edmonton Oil Kings in action tomorrow, playing host to Moose Jaw. That one with a 2 p.m. puck drop down at Rogers. In the BCHL, a big rivalry game tonight between Sherwood Park and Spruce Grove. That one, Thompson Family Arena. Tickets available online at sgsaints.ca or at the door. A 7 p.m. puck drop for that one. NCAA schedule tonight, 3 games, including top 25 ranked South Florida taking on undefeated North Texas at home. Kickoff for that one at 5:30. The WNBA will see game 4 of their finals tonight at 6. Las Vegas Aces currently leading the Phoenix Mercury 3-0 in that one with a chance to close out the series. CFL Week 19 will get going with the Rough Riders and Argos at 5. Elks in action tomorrow, playing host to Winnipeg in a must-win game at 5 as well. Golden Bears hockey tonight versus the McEwen Griffins at the Claire Drake, 7 p.m. puck drop. Then tomorrow against McEwen as well at the Downtown Community Arena with a 5 p.m. puck drop. The Pandas, they're playing McEwen tonight, Downtown Community Arena at 7. And then tomorrow, that game will be at the Drake at 5. And one other piece of news in the sporting world, Carolina Panthers running back and Sherwood Park product Chuba Hubbard will miss his second straight game on Sunday with a calf injury. I'm Declan Krueger. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CHJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Edmonton Elks Campus Clash is back, presented by Innova. October 11th versus the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, featuring $18 student tickets, food and drink specials, after party at Auburn's Ice District, and you could win a trip to Cancun. Tickets at GoElks.com.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
A Saskatchewan boy who grew up loving and playing sports. At least we think he grew up. Listen to Kevin Carius weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Strudley. How would you like to join me and the superstars of hockey on an exotic holiday? Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters, you can attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Fernando Pisani, Kelly Buckberger, Ron Lowe, Gene Principe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. There's still time to get in on every hockey fan's dream cruise. Book now and save $500 per couple. The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
Visit cast.tours/Edmonton. Call 1-833-347-7678. Call now to book and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours, 1-833-347-7678.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the 2 best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
Black dress with the tights underneath.
Here's the lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
$1,540 for Wolf GMC Buick. Fall into savings with 0% financing on all 2025 Buick and GMC vehicles. We're making it easy. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com for details. That young man in the song was talking about his tongue inside someone's cheek. Surely to goodness that isn't a lyric.
I think it might just be.
Well, that's...
Get with the times, man. This is what the kids are singing about nowadays.
Well, it just seems a little bit,
It's not your grandpa's American Pie.
Unromantic, By the way, Stolat John says, you may or may not know, this weekend is the National Touch Football Championship. The team representing Alberta is from Edmonton Frost, who are ranked number 2 in the country. So we wish them the best of luck. And thanks to Stolat John. We are now joined by our friend Stolat Steve Lansky from Inside the Truck podcast. Hey, you're coming on the show with the important member of the team on the 27th, right?
Paul Hemming and I will be there on the 27th, my friend. Yes.
Can't wait to see Paul.
Don't blame you. Neither can I.
You're bringing pumpkin pie, right?
That's happening, dude. The production line started yesterday. I made 4 pies yesterday. I'm making 2 more tomorrow. And then before I come up on the 27th, I will be making 2 more, and I will try and swirl your name right on the top.
Oh, doctor, I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait for it. And listen, just so everybody knows, Inside the Truck podcast has been going on for several years now.
Yeah, probably about 5. Yeah.
And it's a brilliant podcast because I thought, I'll be honest with you, I know you and you've got the gift of the gab, but I thought you'd run out of stories, but you haven't, and you're 5 years in, and these are great, beautiful stories.
I don't even think we've scratched the surface, because what happens is we finish and I'm like, I didn't even tell that one story. Oh, well, we'll just tell it in the next episode. I'm telling you, man. And the beauty of it is, I think combined, we've been in TV, Paul and I, for about 75, 76 years. Right. So that's a lot of stories, man.
And the good thing is Paul was paying attention. So his, wealth of knowledge is actually documented and he can recall it.
I question some of the memory on some of his stories, but you know what? It doesn't matter, right? It's just a story. Is it entirely true? Maybe not. Maybe it is. Who the hell cares? It's funny.
Well, what I like about you is I know you have a one of those memories, because specifically I remember talking about John Shannon's book, and you said to me on the air something like, listen, he didn't say my name, but I know exactly who he was talking about on pages 73, 114, 119, and 126.
100% correct. Yeah. I read it, and that little curl of steam that comes out of your ears, a little curl of steam came out of my ears. I thought, well, I better get used to it, because I bet there's going to be a few more of these. And there were.
Well, that's good. And I would like you to write a book, not a counter book, but a book of your stories, because I think that it would be, I'm trying to get Dave Jameson to write a CFL book. And for me, if you wrote a Hockey Night in Canada during my Oiler years book, it would be a bestseller.
Oh, and I've got notes. I've got volumes of notes. So what happens is, if I don't remember it, I'll read it and I'll go, oh, I remember that day. Yeah. And then all of a sudden there's like 8 stories from that one day just because I read one sentence. Yeah, that's kind of neat.
What if your wife throws it all out?
I don't even think she knows where it is. So I don't think that would happen. But She knows that if there was a fire, it's like 3 pictures and my journal. That's what's going out the door.
All right. Well, that's good to know. Okay, we got to talk about the Toronto Blue Jays. This is such a great story. I can't decide whether I want them to play the Mariners or the Tigers. I have great memories of the Tigers and the Jays during the 80s, Sparky Anderson and all that group, and Mosby and Barfield and Jorge Bell. So that'd be great. But I'd love Mariners Jays. They both came into the league at the same time.
And you know what? I don't have a wish list either, because I think both are going to be really tough. But you know what? If you're a champion, when you think about this, if you're a champion, you really don't care who you're going to play, because you think you can beat them. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit I'm not surprised-ish they beat the Yankees, but I'm a little bit surprised how they beat the Yankees. And if they keep hitting like that, knock wood, which I am doing right above my ears right now, I don't think it matters a damn who they play if they keep playing like that.
What would you do with Bo Bichette? Because, when guys come back from injury, they usually go 0 for 4 with a couple of Ks 2 or 3 games in a row. But he's a great hitter, and, he gets base hits, and they need that. What are your thoughts on Bichette playing?
In terms of would I activate him for the American League Championship Series if he's physically able to go?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So you'll be like, because if it takes him a couple of games to get up to like where he needs to be, you're okay with that?
Yeah, he's Bo Bichette, man. He's. Right. I mean, listen. I'm at Game 4 in Yankee Stadium. Andre Jimenez was like a machine. He caught that one.
Yeah.
I think it was in foul territory, and it's funny because I watched the replay again, and I was sitting in the room with a couple of people, and I said, "Watch him. You can watch him decide. I am not going to catch this ball." Like, you could watch it happen in his eyes and in his body language, and that was rock solid. But I think when you've got a Bo Bichette's got to get in the lineup. It has to happen. But look at what Ernie Clement's doing.
Yeah.
Look at what Addison Barger's doing.
Exactly.
It's hard, man. But yeah, he's got to go in.
I think one of the reasons the Yankees can't field and they can't throw and they can't run, but the other thing is they're Buck Martinez was right. They're a home run hitting team, and I think that the Jays have just enough contact hitters in their lineup to keep the chain going, and that's important because you get more at bats, you get more plate appearances, and if your leadoff hitter gets 5 plate appearances, you probably have a good chance to win the game.
Hey, I get that. Vladdy Guerrero hit some home runs in that series against the Yankees. Varsho hit a home run. But I would not say they won that series on home runs. I'm with you. I would say they won it on Ernie Clement getting a hit, Miles Straw getting a hit, a bunch of people that you may not have thought would get hits, got hits. And I got to be honest with you. You said to me, how did George Springer play in that series? I would say it wasn't the best series he's ever had in his life. It's not even close. So if George Springer does anything in the ALCS, and everybody else continues what they're doing, that would be insane.
For me, it's just so much fun to watch, Canadian baseball fans alive, because it's been a decade and we don't have the Expos anymore. So it's sort of easy to, poo-poo, it's not really this is a baseball nation. We love baseball, and the Jays being in the LCS I think it's going to make this October memorable no matter what happens.
Agree. Now, if I can just go back really quickly, Springer hit only 176 against the Yankees. If he can hit 276, that would have been insane. Mm-hmm. Now, your point, what I wish I'd done, and I'm going to reveal a little something about Steve today. Steve has had a Blue Jays item of apparel on, a cap, a shirt, a dugout hoodie, every day for the past 2 weeks. There's a really good rotation. If I'd have kept track of the number of people in wherever we've been who've said, "Go Jays," I'd be almost in triple digits now. So you are so correct. But it happened again this morning. I was at Shoppers Drug Mart, and she said, "Oh, you're a Jays fan." "Yeah, you think?" I looked down and learned like 4 things that say Jays. And she goes, "Pretty exciting." I said, "Yeah, pretty exciting. You got that right." So it is a country of Jays fans.
Yeah. It is. It's so good to see. I'm so happy to not be mad at baseball in my current, because I was mad for a long time, which is, I mean, as you get older, being mad is sort of a state of mind. So let's talk a little bit about the Edmonton Oilers. What did you think of Game 1 against Calgary?
Well, it was concurrent with the Jays game, so I will tell you that one was on one screen and the other was on the other screen.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the pace was great.
Yeah.
And then it's 3-0, and I'm like, no, okay, well this looks good, but I like the way Calgary's skating. Like they're skating well with them, and then Coleman scores the goal, and I just kind of, how you were mad at baseball? Well, I'm mad at something else, and I just thought, okay, so now it's 3-3. So now what are we going to do? And then Frederick takes the penalty, then Uyghur takes the penalty, and then the shootout was great. I mean, I thought it was a great hockey game. I would pay easily to see 82 of those, and I think it was a really good effort for Game 1. You can't win them all. Obviously I don't like the boo-boo there on the Coleman goal, but other than that, I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I think that you're right, and it's going to be such an interesting thing. Stan Bowman has acquired a goaltender for basically nothing, picked up Jack Roslovic for nothing. I still think they're going to have to trade the first-round pick at the deadline. I don't know if it's going to be a scoring winger or a goaltender, and it also depends on what goaltender's out there, right? Like, oftentimes you get to the deadline, and there's in 2006 there was a goalie in Dwayne Rollison. But sometimes there isn't a goaltender who's somebody that you want to go to war with. I think they'll probably try to get a veteran goalie at the deadline. Fair?
Oh, I don't think that would be a mistake in any way, shape, or form, because I will talk about the Coleman goal a little bit. I mean, the thing that killed me about that was not the physicality, was not the actual play. It was the indecision. Mm-hmm. I mean, you reach a point in your career where I don't give a rat's rear end if Evan Bouchard is standing right there. That puck's going here, and if you don't like it, we'll talk about it in the room later, but that puck can't go in the net. So there's got to be a point where you say, you know what? This is what's going to happen. If you don't like it, tough, you know what? This is what I'm doing to keep myself alive between the pipes. And the repetitive behavior is what I really struggle with.
Well, I think that, and I talked about this the other day on the show. I'm a big believer in numbers, but I'll use Mitch Williams of the Philadelphia Phillies as an example. If you ever watched Mitch Williams pitch, he'd walk the bases loaded and then he'd strike everybody out. He was not a command pitcher, but he had a great fastball. But if you watched his fielders, they'd be not disinterested, but they'd be slumped and they'd be, God, this is going to be, I just would like to make a play, hit the ball to me and I'll throw to first and we're out of the inning. And there's a confidence, I think, that you have to have in your goaltender that those mistakes aren't going to happen. And when they do, I think it does take a little bit out of the team. And I'm a big Skinner believer. We've talked about it before, but I think that this is such it's his walk year. And I mean walk as in we could see a completely different goaltending tandem by the deadline or certainly next year. So there's a lot on the line, and it was disappointing to start the year like that.
When you're in a performance-based industry, and I was forever as a television producer, when you're working with people, and I'll use a host as an example. When I'm working with a host that I have confidence in, holy cow, we can do so much more because I don't even have to think about that component. When I was working with Darren Greger or Dave Hodge or Ron McLean back in the day, that inspired confidence in the entire group. And when that's not there, don't tell me it doesn't affect them, because it does. It could be way, way down deep in your psyche, but that has an effect over 82 games. It just does. You're right.
Yeah, it's true. So you are like a fancy Dan on the weekend. You're out to different rinks watching AJ hockey and that sort of thing. But I imagine with the Jays on TV, you've got to really schedule those appearances very carefully.
Dude, you have no idea. We are the weekend. This weekend, we have to go to Edmonton for Thanksgiving on Sunday. The dinner has now been. This is going to sound terrible. I'm going to hell. The dinner has been planned around the game. And Monday, we have to be to Bonnyville by a certain time because the Jays are either going to play at 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Somebody, I'm not going to name her, has had it right up to here. with we got to be here for ... right up to here.
And here's the thing, because it's not enough just to like have it on in the background. You want to watch the game, don't you?
Every pitch, dude. I've watched every pitch, and I will be watching every single pitch. I don't know where. There are several options in Bonnyville that I can make this work at. The data plan could be through the roof.
No.
I do not care. And part of the pregame, too.
Oh, sure.
This is serious business. This is serious business.
Bathroom breaks only during commercials. You don't want to miss anything.
Oh, my God. That's how you know if somebody's not a real fan. There's one out. Oh, I got to go to the washroom. You are not a fan.
Do me a favor. I want you to say at some point in time to Mrs. Lansky, if you want to say something now, because then it's a commercial break. Just go ahead and say that.
Like you think I've never done that? Is that what you think? The hand just gets held up, dude. And that, let me tell you, just if you care at this point in your life, that does not play well in Peoria. When you hold the hand up like I'm listening. Could you? Hey, that doesn't play well.
Yeah, no. And you, let's be honest, not to say things out of school, you pay for that.
So, Ted, what are you trying to do? Do you want us there on the 27th, or do you want to be at my funeral on the 27th? Like, which one is it? Yes, you pay for that. Not today, not tomorrow, but you do. Yes, you do.
It's out there, baby. It's out there waiting for you. Lansky, you rock. Have a good one.
Oh, you too. I'll take care.
There you go. Steve Lansky from Inside the Truck podcast on the last Friday of October. They're both, Paul Hemming and Steve Lansky are coming here, and we're going to spend the day together on the Lowdown. We're going to talk about stories that are true, slightly true, mostly untrue, and lies. And then we're going to have a great time. And if you've heard the podcast, you know these are real characters. It's going to be lots of fun. 1:19, we'll take a break. Your comments on the way about Lansky and about the Oilers and the NFL and the Elks, all straight ahead, and the Jays. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
The madness continues at the Brick. Get your home ready to host. Save up to $1,200 on made in Canada sofas and sectionals, up to 30% off coffee tables and nightstands, and up to 25% off bedroom and dining. Buy more, save more, up to $1,000 off appliances. Hockey season is here, and so are big savings on big screen TVs. Save up to $800, plus get free local delivery on screens over 50 inches. The Brick, saving you more.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we believe that life shouldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know that sometimes it really hurts. I mean, we've seen people at their worst moments in life, when they feel they have nowhere to turn, or at a time when they felt like their problem just wouldn't ever go away. We've also seen people who thought to themselves, it'll just go away on its own, or this is no big deal. I don't want to bother anyone about this. Don't know where to turn to, or think it's no big deal? Either way, we have the technology, techniques, and skills to help you get back to it, whatever your it may be. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Fall into savings at Wolf GMC Buick. For a very limited time, get 0% on every 2025 Buick and GMC, including the all-new Buick Envista, the Encore, Envision, and Enclave. For the GMCs, 0% on 2025s like the Sierra Half-Ton, Sierra HD, even the Yukons. Get 0% on all 2025s. Plus, get up to 84 months on the GMC Sierra Half-Ton Crew Cab. But like the leaves, these deals won't last long. Get into Wolf GMC Buick now. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Carve out for a cause at the Jason Gregor Pizza Pig Out, presented by GS Construction. Thursday, November 6th at the Canadian Ice House. Indulge in unlimited pizza from amazing local pizzerias while you help raise some dough for kids' sport. Then vote for your favorite slice to help crown the People's Choice Award winners. Tickets to join Edmonton's biggest and best adult pizza party are just $30. Head to jasongregorpizzapigout.com for more details and to buy tickets.
Wendy's $4 gets you more than just a burger. It gets you a Dave's Single, made with a quarter pound of fresh, never frozen Canadian beef. All for just $4 at participating Wendy's. Taxes extra. But hurry, this deal ends October 26th.
Looking at the Alberta weather forecast, wild, unpredictable, brutally tough.
When the weather turns tough, Titan Supply doesn't back down. Titan Supply's been protecting workers from conditions like this for 50 years. We stand tall with you against the elements with the industry's best rigging, hauling, and lifting products to get you home safe. Tire chains, wire rope, round slings, chain slings, and a whole lot more. Titan Supply in Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary. Online at titansupply.ca. Lift, dig, haul.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Can you fit Sports Encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. wolfgmcbuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Check it out at wolfgmcbuick.com. Did I step in at exactly the wrong time of that song?
If it was me, maybe just 1 second later.
Yeah.
Let the chorus.
I think I just kind of felt like the time was elapsing, but
Yeah.
I feel like I was jumping over a really cool part of the tune. Notice they weren't talking about like that previous fellow who was
This one was a bit more G-rated, but she did cuss.
well, but at least it's not about like, is there no romance in life now?
Oh,
Is it
there's-
all just about,
No, there's romance and there's chivalry.
okay. All right. I mean, if you want that, I can send you a country songs like Waylon Jennings had a song called "Get Your Tongue Out of My Mouth, I'm Kissing You Goodbye."
I like that.
We can do
That's a
that.
bar.
Evan Bouchard standing behind Skinner was thinking, "Bro, do something with that puck." Yeah, it was. Goal is a hard position to play, but you have to make a decision, and when you don't, it's bad. Does no one else think Bouchard should have taken that puck when Skinner left it on a platter for him? I think that miscommunication is certainly a part of that play, but the goalie has the con. So that's the goalie. It's like Ty Conklin behind the net in 06. I'm sorry to go there. Lowetide, only as DH for Bichette. Our defense will be worse with him in the lineup, especially due to the injury with Bo, Dallas the Farmer. I'm how long did Santander take to get up to? I know Bo's a great player. I know that. I understand, but there's something to be said for going with a winning formula and continuing it. I would try to bat Vladdy 3 times in the lineup. I think that's the key to victory. Like 2nd, 4th, and 7th. I don't know if they'd notice, but I think it would be a really good idea. Are you guys running out of songs to play? Well, I liked all the songs except for that one. What's the name of the fella?
It's a band called 303.
Okay. Well, I think somebody should give the 411 on the 303. Maybe have a little, meeting.
They were pretty big in like 09, had a little collab with Katy Perry.
Okay.
They
I
did
like
pretty
Katy
well
Perry.
for themselves, yeah.
Yeah. She's the one who did the Super Bowl, was it? With the
Dancing Sharks.
Yes. Right. I know. I'm cool.
You're hip.
Cool.
Yeah.
Damn it. What are you laughing at? Hey, are they finding the keys to the highway here about who made the bet and who was wrong?
I think they're searching right now.
Okay. I'm excited to know because I really believe you were wrong, but I'm secretly worried I screwed up again.
Well, here's the thing. Having the conversation today, I honestly think we both just interpreted it differently in our own minds.
Could be. I mean,
which happens.
Yeah. Are we not getting people on the YouTube? Are we not sending it out properly? Are you doing something wrong?
Hey, I tweeted it.
All right. I see Paula is like, why wouldn't he go for a beer with Declan? And you're saying Crown and Ginger. I would, I might go for a beer with you. If you were to buy me a Crown and Ginger and you were, like at a long table at the other end, we could probably have a drink together. I mean, a long table.
Maybe even different tables.
Yeah. And then you wouldn't be able to say anything personal. Like, that's the whole thing. When you start getting into people you work with, then you have them over, and then pretty soon they're like, gee, like I'm going to be in this area of town on Friday night. I was wondering if I could sleep over, long trip back to my house. And now it becomes a thing. I don't like things.
I often think it's funny because people probably hear us and they're like, hey, good banter, like get along well. But it's all business, baby.
Well, it's like I grew up in an era where somebody would borrow $20 from you on Tuesday. They say, I'll pay you Friday. And then you had to chase them for 3 weeks. Or I went through the era where when you move, people help you. But when they move, you got to help them. And if you do it a lot, then you're spending your whole year just doing weekend moves. When I moved in my house, nobody helped me. And I said to everybody, that's it, baby. I'm out of the helping business.
I agree. There comes a certain age where you just gotta pay movers.
Sure. And it's like with you and going out for drinks. Like, first thing as it happens, you're gonna say, hey, let's meet at 9:00. And I go, that's too late. And you go, what do you mean? Could we meet at 4:30? I got the Salisbury steak at the Woolworth, and then I could have one drink with you. That's like 4:30. And you're going, I don't even get I'm at home at 4:30. Right? We have different lives.
Yeah. You might be home earlier than that even.
Well, I'm home at 2:30. Unless I'm getting something. Then it'd be 2:45.
Oh, you got it pretty good.
When do we get mail again? What's going on with that?
Mail?
Like, you got a mailbox, right?
Yeah. You know what's funny, actually? I lost the key to my mailbox in my apartment like a year and a half ago, maybe longer. Never thought to get another one. So don't even know what's piling up in there.
Holy God. How do you people live, you young people? Like,
well, the benefit I have is that most of my like major mailing addresses are still at the house I grew up at. So it goes there and I like pick them up.
But you could be having government checks waiting for you in there.
No, see, like those would go to my mom's house.
I worry for your generation, Declan, because you're one of the responsible ones.
And I'm
Josh over here. I mean, he lives out of his shoe. What? And Sam, he rides a bike to work.
Hey,
no
he
bike
rides
shaming.
an electric bike to work.
Oh, is
those
it
things are
electric?
expensive.
I didn't know he had an
You didn't
electric
see
bike.
him ripping in the parking lot the other day?
No, I saw some old guy on a bike driving along with a motorcycle. That wasn't Sam.
Sam did a donut around me, then spit in my face as he biked away.
He is a bully. There's no doubt about that. So that's a motor. Is it electric? How do you get it going that fast?
So it's just got a little electric motor in it, and then
could you do my lawn with that?
No.
All right, okay. So I was feeling sorry for you because I thought you were pedal biking into the West End, and now you're just buggering up traffic.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know that cars don't see you, right, Sam?
Well, I got a whole bunch of lights on it, so I'd hope they'd see me, and my helmet's pretty brightly colored.
And I've seen you've got protective gear.
Yeah.
Sam, you are a young man. Protect yourself. Consider everybody who is driving around you to be somebody who is actively trying to run you over.
Well, I usually drive like no one else knows how to drive.
Yeah, that's the way. I haven't been in an accident that's my fault in my life. And it's because I always treat people like we're in a war and I'm playing defense.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
On the Ray Gibbon, people go flying by me and give me the finger. I go the speed limit and I'm in the right lane. And life can pass me by. I don't care. I'm going the speed limit.
So you're not going 110 on the Ray Gibbon?
No, I'm not going 110 on the Ray Gibbon. It's 70 on the Ray Gibbon. Posted signs mean posted signs.
Do you ever have a situation where you know you mess up in traffic or driving And then you just kind of got to sit there and take it while you know the guy or girl is going to pass you really fast, really mad, and probably flip you off. And you just got to kind of look forward and just pretend you don't know what's going on.
I will tell you, there were times in my life that was the case, but I fear at my age that I am unaware of the pissing offingness of my driving. And that is not good because that means I'm aging and I don't see things that I should see. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah. I think there should be a test once you're 60 annually for people who drive.
I couldn't agree more.
And I'm serious about that.
I'm very openly, very viciously ageist, so I'm probably not the best person to talk to about this.
Yeah.
But I really do think, jokes aside, there should be some kind of cognitive test once you hit a certain age to operate a motor vehicle.
And
As someone,
hearing test, sight test, driving test, written test.
Yeah.
Yes. As someone who's worked in
And a
an
blood
old
test.
folks home, I can 100% agree on that.
Yeah. You work in an old folks home?
Yeah, that was one of my high school jobs. I just worked as a server at a retirement home.
Yeah.
He stole the jewelry and then got out.
That's funny. Sam, where's my watch? My wallet's gone. Sam. Is that how you got the bike, Sam?
No,
Some
no.
little old lady named Norma doesn't have her bike because of you?
No, I worked in a heavy equipment repair shop over the summer.
Oh, okay. So you stole it from there. Yeah. Okay. Sam's a klepto. Okay. So it's 133. Elks are going to win. You told us that, right, Declan?
I certainly think so. Listen, the Elks are in a precarious situation, if you will, because listen, if they go 3-0, Calgary and Winnipeg both go 0-3, they can make third in the West on the strength of record alone. There will be a crossover team. We know that because Toronto's been eliminated. But one of the kind of added incentives to this one is that Winnipeg won their first meeting of the season by 13. So if Edmonton wins this game by 14 or more, they will then control the tiebreaker if them and Winnipeg are to finish with the same record based on that metric.
You sound exactly like Bob Costas talking about Michael Johnson being faster using a slide rule.
Yes.
You know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like to listen. We joke around, have fun, but when it comes to the Elks playoff chances, I like to get down and serious about it.
Do you think this thing is going to take off for you? It seems like you are becoming more and more the CFL expert.
Elks Nation?
Yeah.
Listen, I just love doing it. Like, I just love talking football, even if it's to the abyss. Like, it's just so much fun for me. And listen, like, the Elks do have a fan base. There is a market for the CFL. People do love it.
Mm-hmm.
So to have a chance to, for an outlet like Elks Nation to put my thoughts out there, it's wonderful. I love writing. I love doing the podcast. It's so much. I love going to the games. I love talking to the coaches. I love talking to the players. It's just the best.
I found a groove for myself writing and on air and whatever else where
oh nice, when does that job start?
I don't get too inside hockey, because I think we all have a knowledge of hockey at a certain level, and I do use numbers, but I also always say I'm not an expert. I'm using numbers that have people have advised me that work. In football, is it possible to get too inside football and maybe lose people, or are they interested in, no matter how intricate it is, they're interested in what you're saying?
Listen, I think there's certainly levels of fandom. Like, I think there are levels of fandom where it's a little bit more surface level and it's enjoyment. And then there's levels where they like to really get into things and they like to know the intricacies of not just things like mathematics behind making playoffs with 3 weeks left in the season. That kind of any fan wants to know that. But I think there certainly are people who want to know different types of schemes and different types of blocking sets and different types of defensive coverages. Like, I think anytime someone enjoys a sport, not anytime, but I think there are a lot of situations where someone enjoys a sport, and if they see an opportunity to expand their knowledge surrounding that sport, they'll take it, because it just means they're more invested in something they really enjoy.
So if I said to you, what happened to the flea flicker? I don't see the flea flicker anymore. You'd have an answer.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the flea flicker, they still mix it in. And honestly, there's some creativity with the flea flickers now. We're getting fake flea flickers. That's pretty cool. The problem with a flea flicker is, first of all, it kind of depends on what defensive set you have. Like, if they're running a 4-3, the tackles will generally collapse on that runner And not more often than not, but there's a potential for there to be a double team and for one of the guards to be out of position. So the center who gets doubled, or if it is a slide by the defense and it's a guard, they can get beat a little easier. The other thing is, like, ends are so athletic now. Like the flea flicker used to kind of be a fun little thing, take up a couple of seconds. You don't really have that luxury anymore with how quick those guys get there.
I just like saying flea flicker.
Oh, it's a great play too.
Yeah.
And a perfectly executed flea flicker is so fun.
Yeah. My favorite play, the old John Riggins Washington Redskins ran it. It was a counter tray. Who was the coach? I can't remember who was the coach. But Riggins, who had played with the Jets they always draft well, but then they send their players away. Riggins he was such a big guy. And so they would send most of the offensive line to the right, and there'd be one lone offensive end or tackle, and he would clear the way for Riggins. But the thing about Riggins was you'd catch him. You've got him. You've got John Riggins, and he's only gained 3. But he'd carry you and your teammates for 7 more yards.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty common that's a pretty common slide protection scheme where one half or where 4 guys on the line will slide and then the tackle locks on, and it's like on a counter run play.
Yeah, I love the counter tray. It's a great sport. The guy who was the coach of the Redskins ended up getting involved in NASCAR. Why can't I not remember his name? Joe Gibbs. Is that it? Joe Gibbs?
Yeah, Joe Gibbs. Yeah.
The mind is a steel trap, he lied. Okay, 1:38. We'll take a break. Are we going to find out who said what? I think we are next. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Mr. Rooter meets a ghost. 1 plunge, 2, and 3. A toilet clogged with a ghost? Man, I love plumbing. You're free now.
I will never find peace. The clog is fixed, yes, but I have never trusted the sump pump.
No problemo. I can fix that. Now go to the light, you little scamp.
Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
To resolve your unfinished plumbing business, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com and call today to get started.
Edmonton Elks Campus Clash is back, presented by Innova. October 11th versus the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, featuring $18 student tickets, food and drink specials, after party at Auburn's Ice District, and you could win a trip to Cancun. Tickets at GoElks.com.
Whoa, who turned off all the lights?
Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice.
Charcoal menu?
Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball.
Where's that voice coming from?
Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal.
Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right?
Available now, only at Booster Juice.
Actions speak louder than words. Japa Machinery Group puts your construction plan into action with XCMG construction machinery you need. Available for rental or sale. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
We're from Mr.
Breaking down the fine art of sports, one rep at a time. The Lowdown with Lowetide. Thanks for checking out Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Fall into savings with 0% financing on all 2025 Buick and GMC vehicles. We're making it easy. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com for details. I love that song, man. It makes my Friday. I mean, it's not like Bizarre Love Triangle, Blue Monday good, but it's very good.
You did bring out two of the heavy hitters to compare it to. That
That's
was
true.
a little unfair.
You're right.
But it's a fun song.
I look forward to it every Friday. I would be disappointed, and I will tell you that I it's not that I dislike Pratt and McLean's Happy Days. It's just that I heard it so much as a teenager. Oh, all the time, and it was a big hit too. It was a bigger hit than the Laverne and Shirley theme song, which was also a hit. Do you know the beginning of the Laverne and Shirley?
I don't.
Shamil, Shamazel, something Haas and Pepper Incorporated.
Shamil Shamazel, something Haas Incorporated. Okay.
Haas and Pepper.
Haas and Pepper.
We're gonna make it. Cindy Williams, I believe. She was in American Graffiti.
What a movie! I own it on Blu-ray. It was nominated for Best Picture.
It was a great movie. Great. A lot of stars came out of that.
Harrison Ford, Ron Howard,
Suzanne Summers.
One of the quintessential high school movies, or
coming of age
teenage movie. Yeah,
and it inspired the
one of my favorite genres,
nostalgia era that Happy Days was a part of.
Yeah, because American Graffiti was 73 and Happy Days was 74.
Yeah. I think Happy Days originally was a one single episode of a TV show called Love American Style, which had a lot of really good actors and episodes.
Was there a Joni and Chachi spinoff?
I believe there was. Okay. Joni loves Chachi.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then, of course, Henry Winkler jumped the shark. By the way, I have a standing request. I have one standing request for one interview on this show, and it's Henry Winkler. My dream is to interview Henry Winkler. It'll drive my friend Sherry crazy that I get to interview him. We'll have to have security here at the station. She'll try to come in and ask him a question.
If we ever get there, can I ask one question? Because he was in Scream, a movie I love.
Okay.
Nice.
He's been in some really good stuff, So Henry Winkler's, he was in, what was the name? Dave? Was that the name of what was the name of the single name guy? He was a murderer.
Dexter?
What?
Dexter?
No, not Dexter. What the hell was it called? It was really good. He was in it. He was the teacher. He was the drama teacher in Hollywood.
Barry.
Damn. Who got that?
Come on.
Merrick? Ryan the Avs fan? You didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't think of it, but I looked up Henry Winkler, and that was
yeah. He's really good in Barry. And I'm so happy that he's got this other life that he has. He was so famous for so long for one thing that I think it would have been difficult for him. He was in a movie about a morgue, maybe 1980. Might have been with Michael Keaton. I don't know why this is in my brain, but it is. Do we have that thing yet?
It's not uploaded yet, but we do have an answer.
Okay, well, why don't you give us the answer, because we can run it if we have time, but I want to make sure that we get the answer.
The bet was, who does Roslovic isn't getting cut, but who does he replace
in the lineup?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Well, listen. Clearly, I was wrong if we have the evidence, but I maintain, and this is true, I interpret it as who is getting sent down.
This is the best moment of my radio career. Thank you to everybody, the Academy.
I'll give it to Tide. Clearly, I mean, the evidence is there, but I interpret it as who's leaving the team.
Listen, folks out there, if you're struggling, remember, there's one thing to remember from this entire episode. Young people don't listen. Thank you.
Because if it was who he replaces in the roster, I wouldn't have said he's replacing a guy who's playing left wing.
I'm not hearing a word he says.
Replacing
All
the
I'm
lineup,
doing
I
is
should say.
enjoying my moment of being right. Boy, I tell you, being right means a lot these days. There was a time where you could be wrong and nobody said anything, but it's not like that now. How you feeling over there?
Well, I don't feel too bad. Like, I interpreted it that way when we had the conversation.
Well,
there's not much I can do.
Clearly, I was very specific about it because I wanted to be specific about it, but it doesn't matter.
It's
in
cool.
The world.
I'm happy to be wrong. My follow-up would be like, if the conversation was who's he replacing the lineup, why would I choose a left winger?
Yeah, I don't care. I didn't want you to win the bet, so you choosing a left winger helped me.
So you knew this whole
Well,
time.
I felt I was going to win the bet, and that would be 2 dinky toys.
Okay, but here's the thing.
And if you owe me 2 dinky toys and you don't deliver, that makes you a dink.
Yeah, fair. Here's the thing, though. If I think you're more wrong now, though.
Oh
than
my
before,
God.
well, here's why.
You
Lowetide,
can't argue.
I don't think he's coming in to play fourth line right winger. I don't think he's going to be on the fourth
Kapanen
line.
wasn't on the fourth line.
Yes,
He's
he
on
was.
the third line.
No, he wasn't. The third line was Ike, Adam, and David
No,
Tomasek.
they played far more than did young Kapanen.
The Phil Podkolzin and Kapanen line?
Listen, if you go to my blog, you'll find all of this stuff on the day after. I will tell you exactly who played how many minutes. That's what the show is, and that's what my blog is. Draisaitl McDavid Frederick played 11:46, and then Podkolzin Philip Kapanen played 9:58. Mangiapane Nuge Savoy played 7:31. Howard Henrique Tomasek played 6:13. That's what it was.
Yeah, Tomasek and Adam Henrique had over 13 minutes, more than Podkolzin and Savoy.
No, but they were not on the same line, not on the line.
No, I know. There's obviously different lineups
Yeah,
you throw out there. But I mean, they were listed officially as the fourth line. Like, there are some nights when the second line, they get more minutes than the first line.
Can we hear
not really
Nina
not really on
Simone's
this team.
feeling good? Because that's how I feel right now. Boom, bottom, bottom.
They were you got to admit, though, they played more 5-on-5, but they were the listed fourth line.
Bottom. You remember that song by Nina Simone? They played it in 06 in the playoffs.
Not really. Saving Me. That's the only one that keeps me going.
By the way, on the Jason Krueger show today, Brendan Ratchler will join. Lorianne Munzer, very interesting.
She's the best.
She really is. Wanye Gretz,
he's
also
okay.
very interesting. Cam Tate will be by at 3:40. Craig Button at 4:20. Speck at 5, and then Lowetide at 5:20. So I think the intellectual hour is, well, there's Lorianne Munzer at 2:40, and then the 5 o'clock hour with Sportsnet, Speck, and me would be the highbrow hour. You know,
she's an Olympic gold medalist.
No, she is.
Like, that's so awesome.
She can clean our clocks too. She's very smart.
Oh,
you
she
know,
is. She is so well spoken.
Yeah. So, I think that's why they put her on early. They don't, they want to get her in there, then have 2 hours, then I show up.
Power hour.
Because if I followed her, that'd be the last time I was on the show.
Yeah, but you don't come in.
Like Lorianne Munzer, then me. It's like the time I saw Tina Turner open for Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie waited 5 hours to go back on stage.
My dad told me a similar story. Joan Jett opened for someone. I forget who it was, but big name. And she completely blew him out of the water.
I saw this was right after What's Love Got to Do With It was just climbing the charts in Calgary at the Saddle Dome. She came out. She did a 50-minute set. It was audibly, when she stopped playing the 50 minutes, you could hear the wow in the audience. And then it exploded. And then there was like, it was like was such a fantastic dancer and show person. It was like she taught Mick Jagger the moves. That's like, she was brilliant. Just absolute incredible movement. And the dancers, it was inspiring. It's maybe the best visual show I've ever seen in my life. And the music, top drawer. And then Lionel Richie's hello out there like 2 hours later. And we're like, okay. And nothing against Lionel Richie. I love Lionel Richie. But I don't think Dancing on the Ceiling was out yet. So he didn't really have the oomph songs, except for Brick House, which he did with Commodores. Anyway, Tina Turner, man.
Whew. Hey, we're off Monday, right?
What? How come we have so many days off?
A lot of holidays.
Can I meet with somebody? Is there somebody I can meet with who could just like back off the holidays? You know, Americans don't get Boxing Day. You know, Americans don't get Boxing Day. They don't get Canada Day.
Well, that one makes a little more sense.
I don't even know if they care about Valentine's Day. Halloween is not a holiday, right?
It's not like a statutory holiday, but it's a holiday.
Do you know how many Halloween stores there are in the West End?
Every block.
It's incredible. I think Halloween is getting to be the big celebration. And I'm all for it with the inappropriate clothing. But I have to say, there are a lot of Halloween stores out there. These poor grocery stores have no room anymore. How many bars are in the West End?
5 or 6.
Josh, how many bars are in the West End?
Rough estimate, like how much of the West End are we talking about here?
Well, the from where we sit until 109th Street.
All right, I'm going to say about 37.
Oh, thank you. I think that's a more accurate answer. And if anything, it's 40, not 35.
Restaurant bars, though.
What's the matter?
Your contrarianism is really like Olympic level.
It's showing today. I give you that. It is showing today.
All right. Hey, listen, we had a great time. We enjoyed the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Jason Krueger is on the way. Please enjoy your long weekend.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Loca Quality Market. Your fridge just got an upgrade. Over 200 chef-prepared gourmet meals waiting at Loca Quality Market. Shop local at loca.ca. We start in the majors. Just one game tonight. Game 5 of the ALDS. Tigers and Mariners. That series currently tied at 2. 6:08 first pitch for that one with Scooble and Kirby on the mounds. CFL action will get going tonight in Week 19 with the Rough Riders and Argos at 5. Elks in action tomorrow, playing host to Winnipeg in a must-win game. That one at 5 p.m. as well. Golden Bears hockey tonight as they take on the McEwen Griffins. That one down at Clare Drake Arena with a 7 p.m. puck drop tomorrow. Same matchup downtown Community Arena at 5. The Pandas, they're in action tonight against McEwen at the downtown Community Arena at 7. And tomorrow at the Drake at 5. WNBA Finals Game 4 tonight as the Las Vegas Aces look to win the series. They're currently up 3-0, 6 p.m. tip-off for that one. BCHL action will see the Sherwood Park Crusaders and Spruce Grove Saints against each other out at the Thompson Family Arena. Puck drop at 7. And one final piece of news in the sporting world. Carolina Panthers running back and Sherwood Park product Chuba Hubbard will miss his second straight game on Sunday against the Cowboys with a calf injury. That's going to do it for us here on the Lowdown with Lowetide. Up next is the Jason Krueger Show with Connor Halley. I'm Declan Krueger, and this has been Sports 1440 Update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton.